Hello, welcome. We are going to get right into a lovely yoga class. I want you guys during this class to really think about finding both intention, effort, and ease in your physical shapes and in the approach in your mind. So even when we're perhaps making a shape that feels a bit more foreign, see if you can check in, tune in, make adjustments so that your breath remains at ease and your mind remains at ease. We want to sort of just find that beautiful balance. Okay, sometimes it's really challenging. When we're ready, I want you guys to go ahead and come into a nice butterfly shape here with your thighs. You can sit up on a blanket or a bolster. I want you to take those feet a bit further away than you usually would, and then find length in your low spine. So I sit for capitalism, so I'm often like this. I'm rounding, I'm flexing through my pelvis and my low back. I want you to find some extension here, and maybe just bring your hands there so you can find that. Then when we're ready, hands can rest on your thighs, on your lap. Let's take a moment, closing our eyes, softening our jaw, softening our tongue. And then, as you're ready to in-breath, you're just gonna float the chin up. You're gonna open through the front of the throat. You're gonna extend your cervical spine. As you exhale, you're just gonna take that chin down, and you're gonna feel the back of your neck soften and release. As your in-breath comes, you float the chin up. And as you exhale, you soften the chin down. And see if you can invite a bit more softness into the upper shoulders. Take one more here, please. In-breath. And exhale. Now this time, hold that chin down, but as you feel ready, we're going to slowly begin to roll our chin, tracing our collarbone, rolling our head side to side as we inhale, and then exhale, chin to center, and inhale, other side. Now you can make this as slow or as fast as you'd like. But I sort of think of this as your chance to get rid of, at least for myself, it's my chance to get rid of all that residual tension that I hold in my neck and shoulders because I do sit for capitalism. And I feel like this helps my body prepare to be still. It helps my nervous system quiet. So see if you can remain curious, even though this is a little slow. See if you can remain curious and give yourself permission to find a bit of sukha, a bit of ease. Ease in the body, ease in the mind, and ease in the spirit. Now you can keep your hands right here if you'd like to intensify the stretch. Tend your fingers out into a little V shape. And you can also have blocks under your hands to bring the floor closer to your fingers. But continue to just roll here side to side. And then when you're ready, meet me with your right ear towards your right shoulder. And I like to just slightly tuck my chin down towards my collarbone. It moves that sensation of stretch into that big meaty muscle that attaches to your mandible, to your jaw. And now perhaps you float your left arm up. The thumb faces the sky, and you're going to feel a little neural stretch. It's a little tingly in the bicep and the chest. If you like that sensation and you want more of it, flip the palm all the way up towards the sky and then slide that thumb back. You can take your opposite hand and gently, you're not tugging on your head, but you're just guiding. And you're finding more space between the mandible and your shoulder. And then as you're ready, you slowly, gently release that hand. You're going to sweep your left arm underneath right. Find eagle arms here or grab opposite shoulders. And then when we're ready, we float elbows up. We lift the spine, and then we're going to round the back as we fold and hinge. And let's just do that 2 more times, please. So as you're ready, in breath, you stack your low back, your mid back, your upper back, and then you round your low back, your mid back, and your upper back. And one last time, please scoop the belly stack low back, mid back, upper back, and exhale, round forward, low back, mid back, upper back. Just hold here for one breath. Breathe into the back side of the body, separate the shoulders, and then release. When you're ready, sweep it back up. And let's drop those hands back in our lap. In breath, float the chin up. Relax your jaw. Exhale, chin softens down. We in-breath, we float. We exhale, we soften. And now hold the chin down. Begin to gently roll your head side to side. Feel free to stay here. If you'd like to tent those fingers, arms come into that V shape. Feel free to do so. And then as you're ready, meet me with that left ear towards your left shoulder. Perhaps you slightly tuck the chin. Feel free to stay here, or you reach that opposite arm out and the thumb faces up. You're going to feel that tingly, that neural stretch. If that feels okay, that sensation feels nice for you, you can float the palm all the way up towards the sky and slice that thumb back, and you're going to intensify that tingly sensation. You can take your opposite hand to the head. You're not tugging, but you're just gently using the weight of the hand to guide. And when you feel satisfied, you slowly release. We're going to sweep that right arm under left. Finding eagle arms, lifting, extending, maybe grabbing opposite shoulders on this side if it feels friendly for you, and then we hinge down. And then we lift up, and then we hinge down. And one more time, we'll hold it down at the bottom on this next one. Hold it down, feel that big, beautiful stretch in between the shoulder blades, in breath, and exhale. On your in-breath, float your elbows up or your shoulders up, and then gently, slowly release those arms. Give your shoulders a little wiggle, and now let's begin to reach our arms forward, reassess the spine, find a little more length. When we're ready, we're going to exhale, and we're going to roll down, dropping the chin, rounding through our upper back, rounding through our middle back, and then finding a beautiful stretch in the outer hips. Now you can stay here, or if you'd like, you can float your chest up, lengthening the spine on a diagonal plane. So reach sits bones away from the crown of your head. And if it feels friendly, you can float those arms up and your shoulders move into extension. And then we just hold here. We inhale, we exhale, and then as you in-breath, you lift up and you open those arms wide and you find thoracic extension. Your belly's strong, you're lifting the chest. You sweep those arms forward, you round down, bone by bone, exhaling. Inhale, arms reach, or they stay down, spinal extension. Exhale, float on up. In-breath, open those arms wide. Arms reach forward, exhale, roll down, upper back, middle back, lower back. In-breath, spinal extension. Exhale, float on up. In-breath, arms wide. Let's take one more here. Exhale, roll down, articulating the spine, bone by bone. In-breath, the spine lengthens on that diagonal. Exhale, lift up, and in-breath, open. Now hold this stretch for one breath. And as you exhale, you're going to float your left arm in between that diamond shape, right arm back, and we find beautiful rotation here. Feeling that same length through the low back as we twist at the waistline. Try to keep your pelvis quiet and just twist from the belly button up. And now, when you're ready, we're going to float that right leg up. We're going to use our left hand to grab outside of the calf, the thigh, the foot, and then you're going to lean back and extend that leg to whatever feels friendly for you. You can be here too. We're twisting and we're rotating. as you're ready, you cross that extended leg over your bent left knee, lean back and start to flex through the foot as you windshield wiper your left knee. You're feeling this lovely stretch through the outer hip. And don't force it here. The body's still body, so just let it go where it goes. And then as you're ready, we're gonna float that top foot all the way down. Now you can stay here with a bent knee, or you can extend that bottom leg long. Adjust yourself so your top arm reaches towards your ankle. And now we're gonna find beautiful lateral flexion. So we're gonna press the hips up. We're gonna reach up and over as we inhale. Exhale, lower the hips down. Look towards your bottom ankle. And then press back up. Look down towards your bottom hand. And then drop down. Try not to just sink into the shoulder like I just did. Try to control that lower position. And then drop back down. One more time, please. In breath. And exhale. Now when you're ready, top leg floats into a cross-legged position. We take an in-breath, we float our arms up, and we exhale, we roll down. We're finding a beautiful forward fold here. Your toes can be pointed. You don't have to make this your most intense forward fold. And then as you're ready, we begin to scoop. We begin to roll back. We in-breath, we imprint bone by bone. We exhale, we pick up our cat, and we curl up. We're round, we're round, we're round. In-breath, reach forward. Exhale, scoop. In-breath, curl back up. Exhale, shh. And now when you're ready, slowly come up, bring those feet back into that nice diamond shape. And here we go, guys. Arms forward, roll down bone by bone. In-breath, diagonal extension. Exhale, lift. In-breath, open. Arms forward, roll down bone by bone. In-breath, lift. Exhale, flat back. In-breath, open. Now hold here for one breath. Maybe find a bit more lift, lightness through the sternum, and then rotate your right hand in between your thighs. Find a gentle twist here, looking back over your left shoulder. And now, if you'd like, feel free to stay here or pop that left leg up. Grab the outer edge of your thigh, your calf, or your ankle, and then you're gonna lean back as you begin to extend that leg. You're gonna feel a nice little ham or IT band stretch here. Nice little stretch into the outer hip as well. But we're also rotating while our cat bites us. That's where we find the ease. Ease in mind as Simon bites. Now, as you're ready, bring your chest to center, cross that top ankle over, flex the foot, lean back and start to windshield wiper right knee. You're gonna feel the same sensation of stretch that you feel in a pigeon pose. It's a nice release for your piriformis. And then when you're ready, you rotate that top foot all the way down. You can extend the bottom leg or keep the knee bent. Set yourself up here, top arm towards your ankle, and then in-breath, press and lift up. So you're gonna still feel a nice stretch in that outer hip, and then you lower down, and then you press back up. And then you lower down 2 more times, please. In-breath, and exhale. And one last time, please. In-breath, and exhale. When you're ready, unwind. Stack the left foot on top of right. Arms forward, lift the spine, lift the thumbs back, and then roll down bone by bone. Finding that nice sensation of stretch as you roll and round the spine. Now as you lift, begin to scoop the belly. We're gonna roll down, imprinting bone by bone, nice and slow. In-breath, curl back up, exhale. It's okay if you struggle on those. I struggle. You can bend your knees, you can use your hands for more support. You also don't need to go all the way down. You can just go a little way. Wherever you are, you don't want it to bother your low back. So you're feeling that articulation of the spine, and that may mean you stay up a little higher as you tuck your hips under, you hug those inner thighs. And last time here. Okay guys, on this next one we're gonna hold down. We're almost done with class. What a lovely class. Can we get more of these? Roll down. And then allow your arms to rest at your sides. Reorient your feet so that they're in line with your sits bones. And let's start to rock the pelvis. So the top of your pelvis presses down as you exhale, and you feel a hollowing sensation in your abdominals. And then you allow your pelvis to return to neutral. And let's do it again. Exhale. Rock the top of the pelvis down. And in breath. And now on this next one, hold that pelvic rock so the pelvis moves close to the floor, and then begin to lift the hips. Begin to lift your low back. Lift your mid back. So we're not coming all the way up into like a big yoga bridge. I want you to feel like there's rubber bands connecting your hip bones and your ribs. And then you in-breath and you float the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, you stretch and articulate the spine away from the fingers, rolling down mid-back, low back, and pelvis. You in-breath, arms come back to your sides, you curl up. You feel that beautiful stretch in the fronts of the hips. You feel your hip extensors turn on. In-breath. Try to imprint each bone as you roll down, stretching your spine away from your fingers. And one more time here, please. Exhale, hollowing sensation in the belly. Let that lift you up in breath. And exhale. And now from here, take your feet as wide as your mat. Arms come to a T, and gently roll both knees over to the left. Gentle hip rolls. Opposite arm stays nice and grounded. Let the thighs go where they go. Okay guys, and we have just one more stretch before we're all done with class. I hope you're feeling more grounded, more at ease. When you're ready, go ahead and bring those knees on up. You're gonna pull your right knee in towards your chest and grab a hold at the top of the knee, and then grab the other knee as well. So I want you to have a long arm here, just letting the knees splay open. And this is gonna be a pretty intense stretch, so if it's too much, you can also pull those knees in closer. That'll make it a little less intense. The longer your arms are, the more your inner thighs are gonna feel that acute sensation. But if you can, try to find your sukha, try to find your bit of ease. Big in-breath. And exhale. Now as you're ready, now we all hug the knees in, and we grab the outer edges of the feet or your pants or your ankles, and then we find a gentle rock side to side, massaging the low back. And then as we're ready, we slowly pull the feet together, drop one foot down, drop your second foot down, and from here, let's allow both knees to splay over to the left, perhaps draping the top arm on top of your thigh. Inhale, exhale. Sweep it around to the other side. Top arm can come onto the top thigh if it feels good. We inhale, and we exhale. Now you may pause and take a well-deserved shavasana or rest pose, or we may finish, which is what I would recommend, or we're going to finish all together with one big breath. Inhale as you're ready, the arms float up, and exhale. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. I hope that that was lovely and gave you a bit of relief in your hips, your shoulders, and your spine.